Hello. I'm not late. Welcome on in, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Ooh, my Barbara is real low today. Yikes. Big yikes. Welcome on in. I hope everyone is having a wonderful actual Thursday today. I know yesterday I almost said Thursday, even though it was Wednesday. Happy actual Thursday today. But I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to finish the fossils in... Hang on. Why is my Switch not staying on? Hold up. Hold up. Let me just make sure. Okay. We're fine. I was like, let me just make sure that my Switch is staying on. There we go. I hope everyone is having a good day today. That's all. I had a fairly decent day at work. I didn't have too many patients. But the sessions that I did have today were pretty good. Only thing was like waiting. I was like waiting for a patient to come out of dialysis. I knew she didn't need speech, but I have to like screen all the patients that come into our building regardless, just in case there's like something like underlying that like she may need speech for. she didn't need speech. But I needed to like complete the paperwork to say that I like at least went to go and talk to her, you know, everything like that. Make sure everything is like covered. So she went down to dialysis at 8 and she didn't come back until noon. And I was just waiting. I was just waiting because I had already treated all my patients. So I was just like, hello. And then she had to go to the bathroom once coming back from dialysis. So I was just standing outside her room door, just like waiting for her to like put her call light on so that the aide could help her to go to the bath to like get off the bathroom toilet. So fun stuff. That was it. Other than the fact that I got a text message literally right before stream from a coworker at my Tuesday Friday building being like, "Hey, speech therapist from the hospital wants to talk to you about this one patient." I'm like, "Uh-oh, what's going on?" Uh-oh. Max, do you know what I just realized that you left here? Did you leave it on purpose? You left your Chargers jerseys here. Yeah, my bag was full. Okay. I just didn't know if you like meant to like leave it purposefully or not. Or not. Do you want me to not come back? I was just. It's football season. No, I just didn't know if you wanted them for this. Okay. No, I'm learning a lot about. No, it's called. It's currently the season in which you would wear football jersey. Send it through UPS. Max is not coming back. Yeah, suddenly I don't think Max is coming back here. Yikes. Yikes. No, no. I just didn't know. He leaves his stuff to claim space? I think so. He left 2 sweatshirts, a t-shirt, but also a t-shirt or 2 was from TwitchCon. So, and like before that, were like free t-shirts. So like they're not really like his. They're his, but they're like not. Yeah, 2 sweatshirts. Well, actually no, just 1 sweatshirt because the other one was mine. That I let him wear and then he proceeded to wear for the entire time that he was here. And now his jerseys. He left like a light jacket here, but that was like different. But it's fine. You can cosplay football bro now. There we go. We all know Lee is a total player. Ah, definitely. No, you sleep in the pantry next to the Celsius? Yeah, Max does. That's where he sleeps. Precisely. You got it. You got it. Lee Braxton quarterback. Yikes. Even worse. Even worse. Scuff, congrats on first. Pop off. Welcome on in. Rewards, hello. Welcome on in. Mario, thank you for the 17 months. I truly appreciate it. Welcome back on Insult Loser Club. I hope you enjoy your continued sub badge and your continued use of emotes out here. And thank you so much for the 17 months. Mary, hello. Welcome on in. Strawberry Puff, hello, welcome on in. And hello to anybody chilling, lurking, and vibing and hanging out with us here today. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. My computer restarted like an hour before stream, so I will have to make sure that everything is still kind of set up. It just like randomly like auto updated, so I had to quickly try and make sure everything was still set up, so we'll see how this goes. That sounds like a name for a dinosaur or a barbarian D&D character. That is also very good. Also very, very good out here. Because I actually want to finish this part today. Oh, you know what's not? Fuck. Pardon my language. I need to find out where we ended off last night. In the timer. Because the timer's not here. I don't have the timer on my screen. Oh, there we go. I found it. We're good. 28, 58, 37. Have you tried the new seasonal, Lonnie? Winter something. I have not. I'm also, like, not a big, like, seasonal. I guess, like, the energy drink. I tried it, the one from last year. I'm about to sneeze. Pardon me. I'm not a big seasonal, like, energy drink fan. I like just the fruity flavors, is what I'm trying to say. Edit splits. Start timer at 28, 58, 37.78. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, we got it. Woohoo. If you had an alter ego, what would their name be? Oh, I don't know. What would their evil name be? Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Alicia Marie and Remy. But Remy uses her, like, alter ego as Romy. They're two YouTubers, for anyone curious. I grew up watching them. They're, like, beauty YouTubers of sorts. Yeah, Remy uses Romy. And then I can't remember what Alicia's is now that I'm thinking off the top of my head. So I'm trying to, like, think of a name, like a play off of my name. Also, what's up, Gut? Welcome on in. Eel, yeah, I would say probably Eel. I guess if you just flip my name around to make it Eel. A timeless winner. There you go. Waliji? Wait, it's Mormon wives? I thought it's about those dudes who live without electricity. No. Scuff. Yeah, no, it's not Amish wives. Secret Lives of Amish. Okay, now that I would actually watch that. Secret Wives of Amish Wives. That would be great. However, we would not get a documentary on that because they don't want the technology. About the Secret Lives of Amish Wives? No, that's Forbidden Love. Oh, wait, that's an actual show? Is that what you're talking about? Forbidden Love is the Mormon show? And the Amish man develops a porn addiction day one. Yikes. Wild. Is interesting, TBH. Yeah, I was watching it and you fell asleep through 3 episodes. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. No wonder I don't remember it. It's because I fell asleep. Yeah. Fall asleep at any point in time. I just start playing my little mobile game on my phone and then suddenly the phone drops and I fall asleep and that's just what happens. and it's okay. But the Mormons are giving free lessons in my city. Pretty chill guys. Don't think they have wives though. Oh, are they on like their mission or something? I don't know why they might be teaching or doing so forth. But yeah. What else? What else is going on? Probably. Yeah. That would make a lot of sense. Mission Amishable. In my high school, there was only 2 like known Mormon people, like Mormons in my grade. But I didn't know that they were Mormon until like after. And then I saw them get married at the temple, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't realize that y'all were Mormon." Actually, no, I saw her go on her mission trip. And then didn't realize that she was Mormon. They married each other? No. They didn't marry each other. Two gals from 2 different families. They got married to their respective husbands at the temple. They did not get married to each other. But they yeah. One I knew like particularly was definitely Mormon. Yeah, because she actually like posted about like her mission, and because she was teaching somewhere in Utah, at like an all boys school. Yeah. And then she got married to her husband, and now they have 2 kids and live down south. So, party. We all, yeah, understandable. But that's all I've got. Trying to think of something else that I was watching before. The only thing that I was watching, I was watching like stuff about the streamer awards. All right, did you guys are you did you vote in them, for anybody that's curious? I am only voting in the streamer awards for one person. And that is for Gma. It is for I Love Puzzles. Just Loves Puzzles? Not I Love Puzzles, Just Loves Puzzles. Where is she? It's both. I just love puzzles. I watch her on Saturday mornings. This is Grandma, Gma. And she literally just does puzzles on stream. It is phenomenal. And she's nominated for the Hidden Gem Award. So for anybody, unless you guys don't know what the streamer awards are either. Like jigsaw, yeah, like physical jigsaw puzzles in front of her. Physical jigsaw puzzles in front of her. Yeah, just in case anybody doesn't know what it is, but it's hosted by Cutie Cinderella, and then usually another streamer alongside of her. I do not want to be there, but thank you so much. But you can vote. I'll log in to submit. Hang on. Okay. You can like scroll down. and vote for all the different streamers. There's 35 different categories here. I only care about where is it? We'll get there. There's a couple of other ones that I would also vote for. Where is it? Rising Star. No. Best breakout streamer. Gamer of the year. Streamer of the year. Where is it? Did I skip it? Sapphire Award. Cheyenne, congrats on your 3 stream streak. Welcome on in. Just for my Ahiga. Also, Lynn, hello. Welcome on in. Everyone nominate Lee for an award next year. 6 out of 35. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I would give that one to Katie B because I like her. Literally don't care about anybody else. Best streamed event. I don't really know any others. Best stream series and an event. Bingo. I hope. And then where is you said it was 6 out of 35. Yes. Oh, I got you. Thank you. I have to scroll back. Best IRL streamer. I don't watch nearly any of this, but I will vote for Peach Owl. Even though I feel like Northern Lion's gonna win. Fuck it, throw Katie in there too. Puzzles, there we go. Gmaw for the Hidden Gem Award. A growing streamer averaging under 200 viewers this year. Award goes to a true hidden gem that deserves to shine. Which is pretty huge. But I just love puzzles. His grandma. She's great. Gmaw. Highly recommend. And if anyone's just looking for like a chill stream to hang out in. Other than my own, obviously. I would do Gmaw. Alrighty, my votes have been submitted. Party. Oh, I forgot to grab. Gosh darn it. I forgot to do this. To pull up the crossword for the day, because I'm about to do that as well. Where is? Why is this all set up super weird? There's the one we did yesterday. Where's the LA Times one? That we normally do every day. There's no Thursday one. Okay, that just means that we have to do the New York Times one. So, I don't know if 95% of those people, understandable. As you could see, I did not vote in all the categories. I voted for ones that I knew had people in it that I knew. And then kind of left the rest blank, and that is a-okay. Although I wouldn't. Everyone that I clicked through and I voted for, I don't know if I necessarily watch all the time. Domo's Bingo Brawlers is very entertaining. I have tuned in to watch that. because I think I've mentioned this before that I have watched a good amount of like Elden Ring speedrunning. That's my like guilty pleasure, I guess, is watching is like Elden Ring speedruns rather than and then what else? Who else was on there? KB. KB is just funny. She's on TikTok as well too. Same with Zesty Bestie. It's a favorite, or it's like best vertical live streamer. Because I believe Zesty Bestie only streams on TikTok as well. So there you go. And then League of Their Own, that's Maya, who runs Alvea Sanctuary. So, fun stuff. Lee's learning Elden Ring speedruns? I'm not. No, I just watch quite a bit. I don't know what's going on usually, and I don't know what's I usually don't know what's going on in them, but I know I watch quite a bit. Same with like Elden Ring, a lot of Souls like because I know that I can never do it because I'm not good at them. So I watch other people do it. If that makes sense, obviously. You just gotta pretend it's a rhythm game? Ooh. Don't know about that. Don't know about that. Alrighty, if you've never joined us for a crossword before, you're in for a treat. We try and I did one of these with one of my patients earlier today, as well. If you've never joined us for a crossword, you're in for a treat. We try and speedrun this as fast as possible. Our time to beat for Thursday is 3 minutes and 8 seconds. If you think you know an answer, you can either 1, drop it in the chat, or 2, click on that link in the chat and join everybody else that is here, as you can see, in completing the crossword. This is the New York Times one today because they didn't have the LA Times one, so this one may be a little bit harder, but that's okay. Our only rules are don't hit reveal because it'll spoil it for everybody. You can use check as much as you'd like, and then just don't start yet because we're going to reset the puzzle. Alrighty. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I saw one earlier. There we go. Duds in bed. Place for a castle. Retailer across the street. There you go. Bread for dipping. Very, 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 very particular. Cubing needs or cubbing needs? I don't know what either one means. Like an S tier video game character? No idea. Computer pros? So close. You ready? It's me. Nope. Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say you can't have 2 E's in a row there. Is it Tex? Yeah, there we go. Demi blank. Salted butter in France. I don't know what that is. Turn ons. Hail in Latin. Overlook for an award, say. Make as money. Ensnare. What the fuck? Oh, snub. You're so right. Thank you. Put through the paces. What the fuck is fops? They may be threaded. Levi Stadium player informally. I don't know what Levi Stadium is. Came down to earth. Jumping. I don't know what that word is. Subtle attention getter. 22 sell. Thank you. Perfect. It is confirmed now. This is not. Bread for dripping? Psst. Yeah. Guess I'm the dummy. Joke's on me. Yeah. Dry seasons. Something rubs. Sauce rubs. Got it. Nope. No, it's not. Never mind. What the fuck is skin dives? Spice rubs. Okay, close. Not sauce rubs, but spice. Got it. Where are we? Who's messing around on TV? Don't know. Mars follower. Is it literally only that? Came down to Earth. Y'alls? That was a new PB. Nice job, everyone. We PB'd by 4 seconds. We PB'd by 4 seconds there. Nice job. Oh my goodness. Easy, easy 4 seconds there. Nice job, everybody. And hey, that was the New York Times one as well too. So that one is a bit harder than the ones that we normally do. I locked in for Aaron Burr. Oh my god. I didn't even make it through all of them on there. So very good. Alrighty, it is currently 1 p.m. in my game, apparently. I cannot time travel backwards because we have what's it called? Turnips right now. So I don't want to risk it. But our goal is pretty much to do every day, find the fossils. We're not going to talk to anybody. Find the fossils. Build a snowboy next day. Fossils, snowboy next day. Fossils, snowboy next day. Oh, and our daily recipe. I can turn the music off now. Also, we have Sherb on our island. For anyone that was not here last night, we have Sherb on our island. I know that Sherb's house is not like a square cookie cutter house, but he was too cute to pass up, so I kept going. He wasn't on the list. Sorry. I know he wasn't on the list. Oh, I want my new sweater. Hang on. I gotta change my pants. It's winter time. I should probably put on pants instead of my fall time shorts. Yeah, sorry that Sherb was not on the list and we took him anyways. My bad. Okay, let me put actual pants on. There we go. Look at that. Oh no. I'm gonna take the socks off though, I feel like. That's a little overkill. I was gonna say, oh, like we can wear cute little loafers. No. No, we cannot wear cute little loafers. I don't like this at all. I take it back. I thought it was gonna look cute with my hat. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm still gonna leave the shorts on, unfortunately. Why are the white pants not bad, though? The white pants aren't that bad. Maybe it's just the black pants. Actually, I'm gonna take off the bag. Actually, hold up. I think I'm gonna wear grandma the sweater. No, I don't want that. I prefer shorts. No, we'll just do this. Alrighty. Fuck it. That's what we're working with. Also, hi G-Money. Welcome on in. I saw you sneak in there. B. Everyone playing AC right now is giving me the itch, but I must wait until January so I don't burn out before the update. Oh, I'm doing everything in AC right now. Alrighty. We gotta find out where our fossils are for today. There's one, plus we'll have to get money trees and so forth too. Ba-da-da-da-da. There's one. Is anybody here? No. What day of the week is it? Tuesday. Okay, never mind. And flowers we need to get. Yes. Let's start there. The thing is, we don't really have to water our flowers. We got a purple one. Let's fucking go. Of our tulips. Look at that. Look at that purple. Finally. Let's go. I'm so happy. What other tulips do we need? Oh, we just need a black one now, which is double red. Because we have pink, we have purple, we have orange. We just need red. Okay, alrighty. I'm gonna harvest all of these for money as well today. Go from there. Okay. Boop. Alright, we are looking for more fossils over here. Oh, did he find me? Yeah, he did. Hang on. Hey! It's a festive wreath. Well, thanks. Okay, well actually I will use that one. I don't know about anything else that you give me, but I will probably use a festive wreath. Oh, there's a little guy. Okay. There is our bells. Let me do this as well too. I didn't realize I put him in the pond. New? I didn't realize I put Clarence in the pond. Well, oh, I must have for after Team Never Winless or during Team Never Winless. I just couldn't remember. Another one. Okay, we're at 3. And one more. I need to go and check my turnip prices as well too today. When we go in there to sell our crops, so it shouldn't be too bad. There we go. There's our 4th one. We're good. me see. We're gonna sell our crops, and then we're gonna see if what our turnip prices are. Okay. Because we need to finish that bridge. I want to sell. What are you offering? Well, actually, I'm offering you these. The exclusive. That. Thank you. Beautiful. I didn't ask what my turnip prices were. Hang on, I gotta go back in. Never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, we bought them for 93. Okay. Well, at least let's go probably try and finish that bridge that I had made. That should be fine to do. And let's, find the snow boy. Snow boy. Hi, Shredberg. Thank you. There it is. Let's go. Is the recipe up here? That's the only other thing that we're looking for. And before we skip to the next day. It's not. It's probably somewhere else. And I just don't know where it is. Oh, I heard a balloon. Which means I would guess snowballs are up here. Okay. Alrighty, where's the other one? Here it is. Okay. I gotta make a perfect snowman. Our first snowman melted already. I don't know how I was still kicking that with my foot. I'll be so for real. Because there's no way I would have been able to kick that with my foot. I think it might be a little big. So close. Oh. Damn. Okay, we didn't do it today. We were very close, apparently. Alrighty. Not quite perfect. And if we're not perfect, then we don't get the recipe. Alrighty. We're donating the bills. Oh. As much as possible. Alrighty. Drop some more stuff off. We're just gonna keep all the fossils in my pockets for the meantime. And then go from there. Alrighty. Put this away. Put this away. Put these away. Put this away. All the extra stuff go away now. And I will go and put the gyroids in the back closet there. The back room. So that they fit in with everybody where I put them all previously. Okay. Oh, I need to put my festive wreath on the door. That's the only other thing. see. Do we already have this one? Hang on, wall, Spinozoid. We do not, by the looks of it. Hang on wall. Or that one either. We got a pretty decent amount. Wow. I'll take it. We're just collecting all of them. Okay. Where was our festive wreath? There it is. Okay, let me put it on my door. Ta-da! How festive. Alrighty, next day. We're trying to finish the fossils today. So we are literally just skipping finding our fossils, going to the next day. I can tell you exactly how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fossils left. So we are literally just going to collect as many as we can in our pockets. And then eventually go and see if Blathers needs them. If he does, great. If not, we just keep going. And we can always come back. During normal time. I think one of my neighbor's fire alarm just went off. Because I just heard a beep. But I don't have anything going on in here. Hi, Isabel. It's just from Ursula. The neighbor, alright. Yeah. No, they're not on fire. I just heard one beep and then it was done, so I feel like it was just their thing that it's probably dying. Less that they're in trouble, more that it's just the alarm is dead. I can never get the right spot. Okay, there's another one. 2 more. What kind did we get? I don't think I have either of those yet, so we'll have to put them on the wall. There's our bridge. I'm going to put one almost identical to it down below as well. Fossils! Oh, there's a pink one there. Pretty. That's all I want is the fossils. And I guess the money trees too. Oh, there's our, there's the snow things. Or snowballs. Which are very hard to see in this area, which is filled with trees, of course. Hi, Scarlett. Welcome on in. That's okay. Okay, well, I'll have to see if another one respawns. Rude. Gosh darn it. Really? Alrighty, here's it. Oop, not that one. Plant that back in the hole. Thank you. This one. I believe this is an orange one as well. Why aren't they talking to you? Oh, because did you put them in chests? Is that what it was? Another pink one. More orange tulips. White lilies. More red one. There's another orange one over there that I see. We need the orange ones to breed with the black one to get purple. Okay, and then I need all of my fossils for the day. I do not care if it lands in the river. Okay. Alrighty. Ooh, a reception counter. Fun. Alrighty, fossils. Now, please. Okay, there's one. Right by an old snowman. That's melting. Yeah, three more fossils at least. I feel like I should have left the orange hyacinth still over there, but that's okay. There's all of our pink ones as well. There's one. Cool. Any others back here? No? Okay, that means that they have to be on the other side. So they can be up at the top. Where are they? Oh, there's one. We also already have that bug, so no need to worry. Dude, you good? Okay, nope, just squatting looking at a tree. Okay, cool. Alrighty. I was ready for you to leave, Beardo. I'll be honest. So, don't appreciate the little fake out there. Where? Who's the last fossil? Is it up by my house? I'm just missing it. I just missed it earlier? Oh, yep, it literally is. Alrighty. Let me go and look at turnip prices, and then we skip to the next day already. You can do reactions on Captain's boat. I think he's mad at you? Really? I don't think he's mad. Also, after I get all the flowers that I need, I will be moving a lot of this stuff. All my flowers to a different spot. What other lily am I missing then? I already have pink ones. I can get rid of all these white lilies here. I just need the red ones. We're gonna move all the red ones together to get the black ones, because that's the only color I need now. Woohoo! And I just need the black tulips as well. Okay! Alrighty. Let's sell... Well, not sell, but let's see if we need to sell our turnips today. Depending on what price we have. I bought turnips. I don't know what in the world just fell. I'll be so honest. Don't know what it was. Cool. Toner prices. Let's start there. Even worse! Oh my god! We bought them for... what to do with the gyroid fragments? You plant them in the ground and then water them. And it'll make a full gyroid. You gotta let it grow in the underground. What do? They're like for decoration. You collect them. They've filled up my back room there. You can get Nook Miles tickets for them. Do you have good, do you happen to have good, turnip prices today? By any chance? $66. Yikes. Okay, never mind. I mean, better than fucking 40. Because I'm about to lose like 50 bells per turnip here. We'll see. Fingers crossed we get better. We get more. Leaf is here today. Perfect. Yeah, let me know. I don't really want to sell them at 66, but I can't go backwards in time. Alright. Fossil time, everybody. You gotta be AC friend. How do I do that? Do you need to add me? Or how do I do that? I don't remember how we do that. We were on an island together. You came and visited my island, and then I visited your island. Oh, I just don't think I have the app for it yet. Like the friend app yet. Up to 1 fossil. What else we got? And I am gonna let the weeds grow on my island because we need to sell them. Okay, I thought Julia was thinking. And I was like, no, 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 no. You're not allowed to leave. Oh! Hi, raiders! Oh my god! Why didn't my raid alert go off? That is so odd. Hello! Welcome on in, raiders. Hi, Allie. How was your stream? What were you up to today? Did you guys see my raid alert, or did it just, like, not go off? I'm so confused. Welcome on in, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. There it is. I got it. I was playing Suika. You were playing Suika game today? Is Suika game making a resurgence now, too? Oh my gosh. Welcome on in, readers. Hello, my name is Lee. My pronouns are she, her. I play a lot of typically Stardew Valley, and I speedrun Stardew Valley. Along with a variety of other cozy games, including Animal Crossing. Particularly New Horizons. I haven't speedrun the other games yet. I am attempting to 100% my island as if you were to complete perfection in Stardew Valley. And therefore we have a huge, fun little list of tasks we have to do in order to officially, like, hit perfection, so to speak. Today we were trying to finish the fossils, and what I'm doing is pretty much just searching for the fossils, grabbing them, putting them in my pocket, and then skipping to the next day. Except for we have to do all the snow boys. So it is, if you're me, very nice. Okay, don't run it into the tree. Last time I ran it into the tree. For anyone that is just coming in here, we do have a thing around here. It's called Hot People Raid and Run. So if you need to go and leave and take care of yourself, please make sure to go and do so. I truly appreciate the raid so much, Allie. Yeah, that's good enough on the bottom. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Yes, last time I ran, the day before, I ran the snowball into a tree and then it cracked. And that's it. I have a very exhausting weekend ahead, which is unfortunate for me. But good exhausting, I hope. Fingers crossed. But yes, please go rest. Please go take care of yourself. Thank you again so much for sharing your community with me. I truly appreciate it. Why not put it there? No! That's not what I wanted. I wanted it the other way. I hate this. I'm so sorry, snowman. Okay, alrighty, well, we tried. I'm just trying to get the recipes from the Snow Boys. That's it. That is it. Let me find the last remaining one. There it is. Which is great, but I'm gonna be tired and over-socialized. Understandable. Weddings are both very exciting and extremely exhausting at the same time. So, yes. Go take care of yourself. Alrighty, let's go see Nook's Cranny. See if we have anything in terms of our turnip prices. And then we'll skip to the next day. And for anyone curious as to what it is that we are doing, this is it. Our big long... Realize I didn't pin it at the top there like I usually do. Turnip prices. That's a bit better. I mean, we bought them for 93, so it would be 20 more. I'll save it for tomorrow. And if I get screwed over, it is what it is. To the next day. Oh, also our theme for this island is just like normie town. That's it. I just wanted like an aesthetically pleasing town. So we will eventually do more decorating such, but as you can tell from right now, we are just skipping through. Oh, I will have to go and request KK tomorrow. His song. So we'll go out at like 6 p.m. Alrighty, it's just CJ here in the back. Ooh, there's a campsite villager. Let's see. If they're cute, maybe we'll take them. If they're not, then we're immediately leaving. You all know how this goes. Last time we had a campsite villager, I walked in and then proceeded to walk out. And just said, nope. And we left. Alrighty, any fossils over here? There is one there. How full? I'll have to look and see how full our inventory is. Oh, it's a gyroid. A crompoid. We've still got plenty of space. There's one over there. I'm gonna go to the end of this little section here. See if there's anything here before we go. No, but a bunch of flowers, which I'm gonna leave those flowers. Okay, no, it was the... What's it called? I thought it was gonna be the snowball thing. It was not the snowball thing. Hi, Mel. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing okay. There's the snowballs. Alrighty. Hanging in, ready for some cozy ale. I understand. I get that. It's been an interesting afternoon. Perfect. Yes. Thank God. We did it this time. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's find the other, what's it called? Geodes. Fossils. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna leave the apples on the ground at this point. Don't really care. What we got? Ooh, 5,000 bells. Don't mind if I do. Alrighty, we're still looking for our... That is a orange. That is an orange. That is a normal one. Red. Yellow. Not quite yet. Okay, I'm just gonna let them keep doing their thing over there. Fossil. Is that 4 today? I'm just gonna do a pass through on this section of the island. And just in case any villagers would like to express their desire to leave, that would be okay with me as well too. And I'm gonna check my there we go. It was not all of them. Check the turnip. Look at that snow boy. He's precious. Thank you. I have to do perfect ones in order to get the recipes every time. So we're trying. I'm trying really hard to get the snow boys. Alrighty, let's check and see what the turnip prices are. If it's above 113 or really above 93, I'll take it because it's a Friday now. 200, 200, 200, 200. Oh, we're doing it. 158. That's a decent profit. Alrighty. BRB. Hi, Oso. Welcome on in. I'm doing alright. How about yourself? Oh, we also have a campsite villager. Let's go and look at them. See if they want to leave. Or if they want to come and hang out. If they're cute. I hope they want to kick Beardo off. Ooh, fragment. Okay. Alrighty here. I fucking love... Is Filbert! I know exactly who this is. Is Filbert on my list? And is he athletic is the question. Like, who is this replacing? I can't have 3 lazy villagers at a time. Filbert is on the list. He is another lazy villager. So I would have to get rid of Sasha. Let me just see. Let me see who he wants to kick off. Come live here. Move here. It means a lot that you asked. I don't think he's gonna let me move here. Unfortunately. Shovel, shovel, shovel. I'm feeling a spade. Oh, it was a heart. Damn. You could probably get a hug, though. Damn. Okay, Filbert. He really doesn't want to stay. I can tell. I'm going back in, though. I'm gonna talk to him again. Try one more time. Hey! Hey, do you want to play a little game with me? Faux hair sweater? Sure. No. Shovel, shovel, shovel. It's the worst one. I'm going spade again. Damn, it's another heart. God damn it. Oh, prize for you. You can probably get a hug, though, if you want. I was so excited I forgot to breathe. I get all nervous when I'm checking the results. Filbert! Come live here. Huh? Really? Oh man, that's a real cool offer, but I gotta pass this time. Brother. Let's make it a reality. Bucko, this is hard. I don't know what to do. Oh, I've got it. We can play a game. Fuck! You're on. Here we go. I'm about to lose this game again. Filbert. I'm saying black this time. The red heart. Oh. Try one more time. Sounds good. I'm gonna win. I swear to God. He's only pulled red hearts. How many red hearts he got in that deck? Oh, I didn't need him to explain those rules. Gosh darn it. Start. It's gonna be red. There's the fucking club. Surely he won't pull another. That's what I realized. He's scamming me. Girl, you scamming me. Come live here. Let's do it. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, Filbert! Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. It's gotta be black again. Please, 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 please. Finally! I won! Who wants to leave? Okay, he's gonna talk to resident services. Who is leaving? Beardo, 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 Beardo. Go for it. Let's see. Get rid of Spike! Sure, go for it. Get rid of his ass off my island. Let's go. Thank fuck. Oh my god. Get rid of Spike and his ugly ass patch of hair on the top of his head. I can move here now. Yay! Woohoo! Fuck you, Spike. Oh, it's because Spike was inside his house. Alrighty. Well, I'm so happy. Huge. It only took like 6 tries. Yeah, I only lost the game like 6 times. It's no big deal. Shimmy! Okay, and we have to go and sell our fossils. Good day, perfect snow boy. I finally got Filbert to move in. There's Sherb. What's up, guys? And it's a good day to sell my turnips so that I don't get scammed. Shimmy. Anything new, or is it just Ursula? Ursula. She's like, are you ignoring me? Yes. Girl, I'm trying to ignore you on purpose. Okay, let me go into the back here real fast. I gotta put these on the wall. Oh, I have that one already. That's just in a different color. Hang on wall. Let's see. That's a new one. Fucking wild. Okay, I really like this one because it's really cute. So I'm gonna keep that one there. And then pockets. We have one more. Oh, this one is a repeat as well. Put that one, the scary one, in the corner. And then put that there. Nice. They're very nice. I like looking at them. Alright, let's see how many we can pick up of our turnips out here. We're about to get our bag. And by our bag, I mean like maybe 200k. God dang it. I got 3 more spots, and then I gotta drop stuff. There we go. Let's go. Ba-doo. Ba-doo. I love the campsite villagers because it just makes it so much easier on me that I don't have to go villager hunting. Selling my turnips. the cost of another bridge. Let's go. Woohoo! How much money we make on the stock market? We've made over 100K? Oh, we got a long way to go. We gotta make like 5 mil. Total. Woohoo! But we've made a bit of a profit. Not a lot, but at least a little bit. Okay, let me get a bridge before we do anything else. Before we skip to the next day. Let's talk infrastructure. What do you have in mind? I would like a bridge. Let's build a bridge. Okay, I would like one more Zen bridge here. Yes, please. Got it. Thank you, Tom Nook. I think I'm gonna put 100K in the bank, though. Let's keep that. Keep investing. Just a little bit. After I look at the shopping, you know, I gotta shop a little bit. Do I have KK Oasis is the question. Let me see. Let me look at my checklist. KK. No. We need that. And then I would like a portable record player. Because it's cute. Alrighty. Beautiful. And again, I'm gonna just deposit 100K. Real fast. Oh, we were still left over with like 50K? So, should be good. Alright, we're going over this way. And up to the top here. Because we're gonna create the crossing. Ooh, right where that fossil is. Another one right in front of this. A twangoid. Interesting. We are going to build it right here. This is the spot. And then we're gonna finish it immediately. Got a new bridge, and we're gonna save and skip to the next day. Which will say that tomorrow, Spike will be in boxes. And then Filbert will move in the day after. Or no, 2 days after. So, we're getting there. And today would be a Saturday, which would be a KK day. So we're gonna go and do it at 6:45. So we can get the KK song. And then we will check all of our fossils on this day. as well. And build probably something else as well too. Slash start moving houses. Oh, he's already gone. Damn, okay, Spike didn't even fucking say goodbye. Never mind then, brother. Never mind. He really wanted to get off the island. That's fine. I hadn't talked to him in like 2 weeks. Great. Alrighty. Wait. Let me go in and grab the fossils that I dropped on the ground. I'll find the ones that we still need. I got one more over here. Good soup. Thank you for the 25 bits lines. Oh, it's that one? Wait, is this the exact same color? Is the other one real fast? It looks like it's the exact same color. Yeah, they're the exact same color. Okay, so let's take this one down. They're the exact same color. I don't think I need like more than one of the same color. So we can sell that one. I will accept more than one of the same type because they're like different colors, but same color not so much. I will also do this. Bury and hole. So you get the little puff of smoke. Alrighty, there's a fossil there. That's what we're looking for. Is fossils. Little fossils. And I'm gonna cross. Check again over here. Anything up top I might have left? The answer is no. Anything over here? There's one. Nice, we found 2 so far. And then let's see what else. I also gotta find the snow boy again. Where the little snowballs are. This time. Filbert's coming. Double checking. Nope. Filbert. His house is blue. So we're about to have like 4 blue houses on this island. Screw doing a town. We're just gonna turn this into a blue suburban neighborhood. I've not seen the other fossils yet. Let me look in front of the museum. I see the snowballs there, so let's at least go and do that. There we go. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Gosh darn it. I gotta move it away a little bit from the museum. I'm so sad. What the actual F? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Screw you, Snowball. Alrighty, well now I currently have 3, also, by the way, I have 3 snooty villagers and 3, 3 lazy villagers as well. Which is not so great for me. I'm missing Peppy, and I'm missing, now the, what is it, the grouchy one? Not Smug, but the other one. And not Jock. Angry one, whatever that one is. Okay, that should be all of them. Let's go to the museum, turn them all in. We'll come back down, sell whichever ones we need to our to Timmy and Tommy, and then we'll go from there. I'm just gonna let these flowers grow for now, and hopefully, like, we get some of the rare ones. They give me another small snowball somewhere? No, not yet. Okay. Big sad. Please assess all of my fossils. I have a full inventory full of fossils here. Give me at least like 2 or 3 blathers. I will be so happy if there's literally anything that's new. Yes! Okay. What do we got? Alrighty, what else do we need to get? Fossils. Oh, there's so many. The brachio chest. Shark tooth pattern. Diplo tail tip. Okay, shark tooth pattern. And the Milo, whatever this is. Let's fucking go. There's 4 new ones. We only have 5 left then. Yes. Let's freaking go. Okay, let's go get our song from KK Slider after we sell our... There's the other one. Let's go. Here we go.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, the whole club was looking at her. Fuck. Shawty got low. Baggy sweatpants, Reeboks with the strap. Turn around and give that big boy a slap. And I thought to myself, shawty got low.
Ooh, another perfect one. That one was just bigger. Thank you for the apple bottom, Scarlet. Appreciate it. Nice. Does that make... Oh, no. There's a bunch of Nook Miles things for the snowman. Snow Maestro. We've made 5 already. I don't know how many we need total. I don't know how many we need total, but I need to get it there. So let's go sell and then whatever we earn today, we can invest in turnips tomorrow. And then we'll go get our KK song. And this is the one that I didn't want. Nice. Perfect. Alrighty, let me go get the KK song of the day. I'm just going down the list in order. So we have Agent KK. Let's go for... I would like to go for Animal City, actually. You swing on by for another song tonight? Let's hear it. Animal City is actually one of my true favorites. Give me that one song. What's it called? It's called Animal City. Who's doing their own KK Slider song show off to the side? Tell them to get out of town. Animal City. How'd you know my secret song? It is one of my favorites. Here's a secret song. It's called Animal City. Olivia, shut up. No, Sherb, sit back down. It's just gonna be me and KK Slider. Here we go for Animal City! I love it. It's so good. It's the city stuff from City Folk. This is the city like sounds. This is why it's my favorite. So good. Sherb decided he wants to see the Olivia show instead. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 ba da da da, bum, ba, bum, ba da do do. Do do, do 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 do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do 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 do. Do do do. just reminds me so much of just walking around City Folk. Downtown. This wasn't like the actual, like, your towns. It was like the cities, like, sounds. Where you would see Kix sitting on the little stairs, and you'd see the poodle at Shampoodle to give you a new hairstyle. I haven't played, that's one I haven't played yet. I never played the OG. And I never played New Leaf. I was, Wild World. Oh, it's over there. Okay. I played Wild World and, City Folk, and obviously this one. Wild World was the first one I played? No way, me too. Surprise. Alrighty. I love Wild World. I played the shit out of Wild World. Still do. Rude. It's raining treasure. We've gotten 50 from the tree so far. Alrighty. Save and exit. We have to go in the morning so that we can get the turnips for the day. Hopefully they're cheap again. And then again, we will continue our week with the fossils. Actually, what if we time traveled back? Let's try and do that. Now that we don't currently have... Let's put it to current day, shall we? To 9 a.m. We'll go back a little bit here. See if anybody might be inclined to want to leave. And then also we can time travel forward again. As well. Bum 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 ba do do. We'll see. And then we'll again look for fossils. I don't have any turnips right now. Nice, there's red. Let's go. Okay, we gotta get this. Oh, it did not grow. Okay. Because I went forward today. I went backwards instead of forwards. Let's water it again. And then we'll keep moving forward after that. Alrighty. Let me open up my other stuff. Oh, a red pansy bag. Okay. Thanks, girl. Thanks, Miss Ursula. putting that away. Putting this away. Putting this away. I'll take the red pansy bag, but it's not like we're gonna use it. We gotta register our 2 songs. Alrighty, so that's 2 more songs. We got Animal City and KK Oasis. I gotta find it. There we go. We're at 32% complete with the KK songs. Doo doo doo. Alright, let's see if there's any fossils around. If there is, great. If not, it don't matter. We're just gonna skip to the next day anyways. We just needed to reset and go back a couple days. I felt like we were getting too far into winter, getting too close to Christmas. To the holidays. We already played through Thanksgiving, so we just needed to skip forward a little bit. Oh, Monarch. Gosh dang it. I don't have a thing. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe? Questionable? A net. Okay, I'm gonna look. Just real fast one more time. Around the island. Anybody want to move? I'm listening. Hi, Zoe. Nope, she's fishing. Okay. There's Filbert. He's here. Let's go. Hi, Mokorino. Welcome on in. He's still in boxes, but he moved in. Woohoo. Perfect. Alright, anybody else outside that wants to move? Okay, I don't think any fossils or anything, so we are gonna skip to the next day. In just a short moment here after I go and talk to Red, see if we can get another art painting. I'm just looking across my island just in case I missed somebody who wanted to move. One more time, let me go over to the left now. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Axel? Ursula? I don't see y'all. Where in the world are you? You want to get off my island? That's okay. Please get off. You can. I give you permission. There's Sherb. Sherb, are you just looking at a fish or are you thinking? You just thinking. Just looking at a fish. Alright. Oh, there's Julia. Hey, listen. Yes. Woohoo! Just my luck. Alrighty. Skip. Next day. Save and end. Oh, I wanted to go to Reds. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. I'm about to go back in. Just to look at Reds behind us. It's gonna take us like 2 minutes. It's fine. Oh, no, Julia's outside my house right now. Okay. Hey, Julia. Hey, girly. Love you. Alright, let's go down and talk to the man himself. Mr. Red. Alrighty, let's see. I gotta use my little cheat sheet here. Because I'm not that great at telling what is real and what is fake. Choose wisely. That stream over there is too thick, if I remember correctly. Fake ID art guide. Let me see. Okay, I think the one over here might be correct, but I need to look at it. I need a closer look. It's a very small detail on this one. Yeah, so this one is right. There is a very small piece of the woman's white collar that peeks through the back of her hair. In the fake one, the piece of her collar is missing. So yeah, you can see that there's a tiny little white mark coming off of her collar. Sold. It is so hard to tell with some of the red ones. Anyone want a trumpet over there? Alright, now we skip forward a day. And now we should be back on track to be, like, somewhat normal. And we should have more, what is it called? More... fossils. There we go. I got it. The only day that I'm going to skip is the turkey day. The Thanksgiving day. Because we don't need to do more of that. We do not need another turkey day. After I worked my ass off trying to get it previously. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now we're back on schedule. She didn't turn her head. There we go. This should be from Reds. Thank you. Alrighty, Mr. Red. Thank you for this. I don't know who's here today. Doesn't really matter. But I do need to grab sticks and some iron. Perfect. So I can make another net here. Do 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 do. Oh, missed tools. Okay, net. And keep crafting. Iron nugget. All done for now. Julia. Thanks for coming to hang out outside my house up here. Appreciate it. This should be a full-grown one now. A stelloid? Don't really know if I have that one. By the seams of it, I don't. We now have 15 different gyroids. And there's 5 more that we're missing. So we'll have to see if we can find them over the next little bit of time. Alrighty. Geoids, I'm looking for you. You go, Sherb. Alrighty. I'm gonna get rid of some of the flowers now that are in spaces that I don't really need them to be. Such as this one. I need the blue and the pink to breed together. I don't need this red one here. I'm also gonna remove. What I really need to do is get rid of a lot of the lilies at the top of the very top. What do I need the orange ones of these for? Let me double. Yeah, I need the orange ones to breed for purple, so I gotta go bring the oranges together here. There we go. Bum, bum. Okay, and I already have orange here. Thank you. Also, got you. We already have caught a monarch butterfly. It's just pretty and I like them. Okay. And remove this one to a spot where it'll breed a little bit better. Like right there. Have the purple still there. Let me move the yellow out of the middle. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, there's a fossil for us. And now we're back to fossil. They're very pretty butterflies. They are. They're just so pretty. I guess I can pick up some weeds if we find them. I guess. Just because we need to sell them. That's the only reason why. Oh, Sasha's in his house. I have not seen Ursula or Axel. Axel's in his house. I saw Sherb already. He was sitting down. We found 2 so far. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're fine. It smells like someone burnt something. Once again. In my complex here. And I know it's not me having a stroke. We're looking for fossil marks. Or if anybody wants to move out. That would be cool too. Oh, it looks like Beardo may be outside, so if we find him, maybe. Oh, there he is. Never mind. Ignore me. Hey, what's up, Filbert? Where's Pearl? I haven't seen her, and she's supposedly not inside her house. So, Where's she been? Look at his room. Look at all the little star stuff. I love the squirrels. Yeah, a little bit. I love the squirrels. They are truly some of my favorites. Alrighty. I'm missing one more. Fossil, we'll go look up here at the top section. Oh, there it is. Found it. Filbert is on my island. Very nice. Love that for you, Charlie. That should be it for our fossils. So I'm gonna just cross over and then we'll skip a day. Once again. Yeah, he's not on the list. He has to go. Filbert. I thought this was a weed. It is not a weed. Mushroom. Alrighty. This would be a... What am I talking about? This will be a Saturday, so we have to do another KK song. It was Filbert. The little blue squirrel. I'm a sucker for the squirrels. Nice. Alrighty. I don't know what I want to do for dinner tonight. I gotta think of it. I'm surprised you're not just throwing down salmon all week. I have to defrost it, so I have to like plan that out when I want it. But I probably will be eating it this weekend, for sure. Okay, another fossil. What is this from? Oh, Ursula's giving me... Oh, I forgot. I told her to call me loser. That's very funny. Great. Love it. She just addressed that letter to loser to the bone. So... Got it. Good to know I'm never gonna live it down now. Hang on, Wall. Oh, that's a new one. Ugly as hell, but it's a new one. From the restaurant depot through a friend of hers, and we split like 30 each. Ate salmon for like a month. That sounds very good. I just buy Costco sells like fillets in like individual vacuum sealed fillets in a, like a package that are frozen that I buy and it'll last me a decently long time because it's just me eating it. Finally, I found the money thing. Yes, I do love salmon in the air fryer, that's why. Can't eat salmon more than once a week. I think I've mentioned this previously, but when I eat salmon, I eat it almost... I turn it into like salmon little like bites. I cut up the salmon and I like marinate it for just a few like minutes with soy sauce. Oh, that's what I'll have to get. Kewpie mayo and sriracha. I guess I don't really need the Kewpie mayo though, do I? So I can just do soy sauce and sriracha. Cut it into little... I've got it like in cubes. Throw it in the air fryer. And then use the little, like the seaweed, like little bites. You can just like, you get them. And, plain white rice, and I turn it into... I get the seaweed, and then you put a little rice, and then you put a bite of salmon, and then you cover it in sriracha again. And it's delicious. That is my like go-to when I'm like deciding what I want to do for dinner, and I have salmon defrosted already. I should have 8. I do. Okay, we have 8. Alrighty, KK. What's up, gamer? Let's hear it. We all saw that TikTok back in 2023. Oh, we absolutely did. We so did. Let's see. Give me that one song. We're gonna go with, I think this is another one that you can let's do the next one in the list in alphabetical order, which is Aloha, KK. We'll see what this one sounds like. Alrighty. For a little Aloha KK. Alrighty, while this is playing, I'm going to high-key go grab us a little snack because I'm hungry. And also figure out what I want to eat for dinner by looking at my fridge. Hold tight. Sorry, did Africa Bottom Jeans play, or did I miss it? Very nice. I'm coming back with Cheez-Its. Surprise, surprise. I did not decide on what I wanted for dinner yet. I went and I looked at my fridge and I could not decide. So, we'll see. We've played 50 days already. Oh my god. Oh, well, hi, Axel. Alrighty. Again, we're looking to see if anybody's got a thought bubble above their head and want to leave. Oh, look at those two besties. There's one over there. Fossil spot. I have more? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing one. Where would we be missing one? I'm looking. Here between the trees somewhere? No, it just looks like it. I just missed it when I was over here earlier. Woohoo! A book! Can always use a book. If I was a fossil, where would I be? I would want to be in front of the museum, but I don't know where this one is. found it. And then we can save. And skip to the next day again. Alrighty, next day. I'm gonna get rid of some of the stuff in my inventory because it's taking up fossil space. Campsite, campsite, campsite. Damn. Who's trying to contact me? Ursula again? Get a load of this, loser.
Armadillos keep digging little holes in my backyard.
Thank you for the armadillos, Mary. I appreciate it. Armadillos keep digging little holes in my backyard. Oh, that's the Graceful painting. Wait. Oop. I got a song to put away. Aloha. Kick it. Oop. Okay. Eventually there will be an incline on this side to make it easier on me. And then I think we just want a couple other, I think I want just a couple other inclines that are left. Oh my god, there's so many lilies on this island. I'm gonna have to get rid of all of them. Like the chocolate pirouettes that come in a can. Those are so good. Those are freaking delicious. I hope you enjoy. Zoe's still inside. Bum, bum, bum. Those potatoes. Any fossils anywhere? I'm looking. I'm looking. Our little fruit grove, not so much. There's one. It was a ham. I have 3 cans. 3 cans. Yeah? Okay, but tell me right now that you could not finish an entire can in one sitting. Because I bet you I could. For sure. Just because of how light they are. They're so like light and airy that I could 100% finish it in one sitting. And that's exactly where yeah. Oh, yeah, they are kind of dangerous to have in the house. No. It's never just one. You've always got to have multiple. Is the downside. Everybody's just chilling outside. We're good. Nobody's in any kind of distress. But I will ask Olivia, is this yours? Give me a moment. Oh, there we go. It's pearls. Yes, I will happily take that floating biotope planter. Don't mind if I do. Alrighty. I'm gonna go bring some money into the bank. And then we'll skip to the next day. Another 100K. Woohoo! Getting closer to being able to pay off that next loan, which is nice. Okay, we'll skip one more day and then we'll do, we will donate our fossils again. Hopefully we get the rest of the ones that we need. We only need 5 left. I need... the Dimetrodon torso? Or like tail? Either, like, it's the same thing. It's only a 2-piece one. Hang on. Let me skip days. a Dunkleosteus. It's like a headpiece. It's just like a big jaw. A Megacero tail, which is the rhino tail. A Spino skull. A Stego skull. And that's it. Those are my 5. So fingers freaking crossed. Animal Crossing. That we can finish the fossils. That's my goal for today, is to finish the fossils, so I never have to. I will have to continue to scoop up more fossils, because I think I have to have like 1,000 identified. I'm only gonna check Leaf in case they have something other than like potatoes or what's it called? Or potatoes or sugarcane. Oh, there's one. Zoe's always inside her house. I'd like her to come outside so that she can move. Got quite a few villagers that I would like them to come outside. So I don't have to go like try and get somebody to move. Let's see. Oh, it's just sugar canes. Hi Mikey, welcome on in. It's not much of our weed clumps, but I will give him the leaf. You gotta do what makes you happy. It makes me cry every time. Okay, 2 more? I think. I wasn't doing good at counting. / paying attention. Potentially just 1 more. I don't remember. Either 1 more or no more. Either one is fine with me. There we go. Alright, let's go to the museum. Get these fossils appraised. See what they are. Oh, there's another one. What are you? Another one! I must have missed one. Gross. Oh, perfect timing. Because my shovel died. Who? How may I be of service? Assess these fossils, please. Perfect. Yes! There's a new one. There's a new one. Let's fucking go. Just one. It's the Spino skull. Oh, we're down to 4 fossils now. Spino skull. 95% done with our fossils now. And the graceful painting is what I gave. Okay. We can go sell all the rest of them. And pick up a new shovel. Yeah, it's a lot of fossils. We also need, let's see. We're at 197 out of 300, and then I would assume the last one is 500. So, have 500 different fossils assessed. So we're almost at 200. We're gonna need a lot more. So, as stated, while it might seem like a lot, we're still searching for the last 4 now. What exactly are you offering? Well, let me tell you here, buddy. Actually, it almost looks like a bunch of repeats, too. I'll buy that shovel. I don't really care. I would like the shovel. Do. This is fine for now. Just the shovel. Okay. Now we skip to the next day. Once again. Save and end. We go for the fossils again. Until we finish this freaking museum. Turkey Day's the 27th, so this is the 26th. Someone did want to leave my island last time on this day, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see here. Bum, 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 ba-doo. Whoop, that's something I gotta read after stream. Okay. Doo doo. Boo doo 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 doo. Alrighty. Campsite, campsite. Damn. Damn. Okay, after this, then I'm gonna skip to the Friday instead. Because I do not need... to do Turkey Day again. And we also have the CJs here, so we don't have to worry about really doing anything today. Let me pick that back up again. We are gonna find a little gold spot as well too, so we can get more money. And then our fossils, and then we skip again, as I said, for the next couple of days. Doesn't look like we got any new like sprouts or anything over here. Good. I do really like the Zen bridges that we put in there. They are quite nice. Gilbert's in his house. Zoe's outside. Beardo's inside. Me at the old folks home trying to get on somebody's will. It's gotta depend on the old folks home. Who is it? Oh, it's Pearl. Didn't you? I won't be angry, just tell me the truth. The intense reaction. Okay, there's our rock. Or not our rock, but our money spot. Got too many trees on this damn island. I gotta chop some down. Yeah, this is the last one and then we skip. Save and end. Woohoo! Boo doo 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 doo. Yeah, that'll be a Friday still. Okay. Do 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 do. Perfect. Alrighty. Again, we grab our fossils and we skip to the next day. Cool. Do 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 do. Don't. Wow. My bones are aching. My knee hurts. My ankles hurt. My hips hurt. Just too old. Oh, another one. Oh, we're up to 3 already today. Won't take too long for this one. For today. And we just gotta run across to see if anybody's wanting to move out. If anyone's got the bubble, get them out of here. Ursula's still in her house. Looks like Axel's still in his house. There's the last one. Sasha's still in the house. Julia's outside, right there. Hi, cutie. They're having a sale at Nook's Granny. For what? Oh, it's like a Black Friday sale. Oh my god. We found all the fossils, right? Yes. We now need to find the little gold spot. I can plant down another money tree. There's our tree. I'm gonna leave it there for today. I just need to find the spot. Here we go. They won't go anywhere. And file. Save. A quick one. We found all of them. Save. And 29th is the Saturday, so we would like 6 p.m. again. So I can get KK. Another KK song. Because that's one of the few things that we need to do. Ooh. Lots of knuckle cracking. Alrighty. One more time here. I realize now that I had said that I was going to put a schedule in the Discord. I forgot. With the new calendar. Campsite. Are they gonna be cute or ugly? Ew. A wrestler uniform. No thanks. Hey, what's up, Mr. Filbert? What you doing over there? You just hanging out? Sorry, I didn't say hi. My bad. Another money tree. I should have learned to, after we get the money tree, I should chop them down now. That would be smart, huh? I don't need this many trees on my island right now. It'll be a lot of tree chopping eventually. So we might as well start now. Alright, I found one fossil so far. Let's go down below. The campsite villager, so we'll see who it is. Olivia's in her house. Pearl's in her house. Beardo is in his house. We could take the risk depending on who it is. Oh. I do not need another cat, but she is a cutie. This is Tangy. I don't even think she's on my list, unfortunately. Oh, she is on the list. Her house is orange, though. And she's peppy. We do need a peppy. We could take a risk at losing one of our cats. Let's see. She's a little vibrant for my island, though. But like, I could put her amongst like all the fruit trees. I'm just gonna make it an entire cat island instead. I didn't even have to play a game! Beardo. I do. I will let Sasha go. We need a peppy villager. I don't know. I don't need another cat. But I need a peppy villager. And I have 3 lazies already. I was gonna have to let either Filbert or Sasha or Sherb go. Oh yeah, there's plenty of peppies. Oh yeah, there's plenty. I don't think I need another cat. I think that's where we gotta call it. If she was gonna kick off Beardo for me, then I would absolutely do it. We can't kick Sasha out. Well, that's the thing. We're gonna have to decide between. I've got too many lazies right now. I think as I mentioned, I have 3 lazies. I don't have any peppies. I have 3 snooties. So I will have to kick out one of the cats eventually. I prefer it to be Pearl, but you know, it is what it is. I don't have an emotional attachment to either of them because I don't have one of the grouchy ones right now either, because we just kicked out Spike. And then the second that we kick out Beardo, we will have no Smug unless we replace him with a Smug. And I had the amiibo card, so he came back. I do have Marshall's amiibo card. I think I also have Sasha's amiibo card too. So if we did kick out Sasha, it's not the end of the world. I will have to double check and see. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, we found all of them already. Let me go get my KK Slider song. Let me also go put more money in the bank. there's another one over there. Let's go. Beautiful. Look at that. We've got a couple extra fossils because of the day that we skipped. I'm so happy that we have a purple tulip already. It's very clutch. Oh, I just need all the other ones to kind of crossbreed with themselves now. I should really look through my amiibo cards to see. Okay, let me go into the bank first. If there's anyone that I would really want that I have the amiibo cards for. Because I might just try and do that. Alright, just for some people. To get kind of like my ideal. Oh, I don't want to withdraw. Deposit. We could pay off our loan. I'm gonna save up just a little bit more. It will reset the usage before it breaks. I totally forgot about that. But I should have known that, but I did not. Brain... kind of forgot about that. Do I already have Imperial KK? I feel like I do. I just want to double check, though. I don't have Imperial KK. Let's buy that. Cool. Okay, let's go outside. Let's listen to some more KK. We have Aloha KK now. Our next one to request in order is called Chill Wave. Actually, you know what? I'm in a mood. Let's hear it. What's the mood in Leeville? I feel good. Hope it's not one I already have. I don't have it. Okay, we're good. Thank God. I'm gonna go get my amiibo cards real fast. BRB. Okay, I also just flipped my laundry over at the same time. Because I had way too much laundry to do. Okay, who Let's see. I don't have chai anymore. I don't have Sasha. I thought I did, because he was one of the new ones. But I don't have him. Apparently. I have a lot of some of my favorites. I should put these in alphabetical order instead. That's a normie one, but I would prefer somebody else instead. I have them in number order. Is Poncho on the list? Poncho is on the list. He's a jock. Another blue house, which I don't need another blue house. I know Eloise is on the list somewhere. Where is she? Because I really like her. But she's another snooty one. God damn it. Why are all my favorites the snooties? I have Marshall. Marshall's technically not on the list because his house doesn't, like, match the vibe, but I would be willing to take Marshall. How about Shep? What is Shep? I don't think he's on my list, unfortunately. The answer is no, he's not. So I don't know what his house freaking looks like. Margie? Margie's for some reason not on the list. Even though I love Margie. Megan, Dom, Audie. Pretty much the only one that I would take is what I'm realizing. That's an amiibo card is Marshall. So. Where's Chai's amiibo card? Max has it. I would take. This is Marty. And I would take Etoile. And Chelsea. So I have those. But I don't know. There's a lot more cuties that I would like. My sister's fault, yeah. So fun. Alrighty, let's do one more day. One more day. Collect all of our fossils, and then we will go from there. I will not be live this Sunday at our normal time. I'm going to try and be live in the evening time. Depends how exhausted I am. I have to work on Sunday, and I'm not looking forward to it. But I have to be there so that I have off an extra day on Friday. I love healthcare so much. Good times. And I will be live Monday. Potentially also Tuesday night. Well then, Isabel signing off. Thanks for the happy home academy ranking. Alrighty, so we just got KK Calypso and Imperial KK. Alrighty. Just wondering why I got pinged in something. And it was something in the Women's Guild. Which is fine. We're good. Alrighty. We are looking for fossils. And I'm gonna do one more big batch of fossils. I'll look up top here. Oh, hi, Zoe. Great. Thank you. The only thing I will take is the reaction. Otherwise, I would also like you off my island, Zoe. I'll be so for real. I would like you off of my island. Oh, is anyone going to go see Wicked this weekend? Wicked 2. If so, please let me know how it is. Or if anyone's already seen it. I would be surprised if anyone's already seen it, but I wouldn't put it past anybody. Going for the... I guess no, it would come out like tonight for like midnight release, right? I hope it's good for anyone who is planning on going. Hi, Miss Julia. Ah, see, look at this. Too many trees. We gotta chop some down here. Let's see. That one. Let's also get one of these. Let's also get this one. And that one. Okay. I'm gonna leave the stumps for now. And there goes my axe. So I had the perfect amount. Alrighty. Okay, there's another one. We'll just go up by the museum. And we'll turn everything in. And hope. Okay, Red's not here. I was just double checking and making sure. Oh, it's a Sunday. Never mind. Red would not be here. There's one down here that I found now. There we go. That should be enough. Anyone see or hear the balloon? Oh, it's all the way over there. Oh my god. I want to try and get it, even if it's over the water. Yeah. Nope. I wanted to try. There we go. Alrighty, let's go. Yeah, it's museum time. Yes! I love the acorn pochette. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Pochette? Okay. Don't really care. I love it. It is so cute. Alrighty, we're only missing 4 fossils. So I hope to God that this batch is gonna have all of 4 of them. Definitely gonna put me over 200 here, that's for sure. Rig, hello! Thank you for the tier 2 and for 15 months. I truly appreciate it. Welcome back on Intel the Loser Club. I hope you enjoy your continued sub badge and your continued use of emotes out here. Yes, there's some new ones. Thank God. Please. More than one. Is this it? Dunkleos? Shut up. We've got more than one. There's that one, the torso. Stego skull. We're at 3 out of the 4. No. No. Okay. We're still just missing 1. We are 1 away. That feels so nice. We are missing 1 fossil. 1 fossil. I am going to now sell these fossils And then what I would like to do, since we'll have the money, how are the fish in the... They're like average. We've only been playing in November and December here. So like I don't have any of the summer stuff obviously yet. So like they're fine. The art is just coming along when Red is here. I will have to do a lot of the time traveling back and forth and back and forth and back and forth that I haven't done yet. I'm gonna move another 50k into the bank. Also check and see if there's any songs that we can buy. Let me do that first. And then we'll pay off our home loan. So that when we come back... KK Country. Do we have KK Country? I know I have KK Western. I do have KK Country. DVD deposit. We're done. Our home loan is paid off. Tom. Let's see. Let me look at everything here. We're 31% of the way done with the bugs. We are 65% of the way done with the sea creatures. And 38% done with the fish. So. Oh, like we're doing decent. Just the amount. Yes, of course, Tom Nook. I would like to expand my house. Are you kidding me? Why would you even ask that? About my home? I want to expand. Yes, let's do it. Don't you think so? Choose black roof this time. Alrighty. So we didn't quite finish our fossils today, but we got pretty darn close. So I think that's where we'll stop. We only have the one fossil left. And then I am probably gonna... Trying to think of what I would like to tackle next. Probably the fish. That'll be the harder one. The bugs are fine, but the fish just takes forever. They just take forever, the fish. So, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So. Oh, I'm so sorry if you just are caught in an ad. Let me see who's live and who we can go raid. I will be live again as stated on Sunday evening. I like fishing. I hate catching bugs. No, I love fishing. No. I don't get that wrong. No. It's to get the bait going. That's the problem. Is that fishing, but speedrunning the fishing uses bait, and making that much bait sucks. Which is the only reason why I like the bugs a bit more in this context. So in this context. So let me see who's currently live. There's no one that I know that's actually here. Let me see if she's staying live. If she's staying live, then we will. It looks like they're staying live as of right now. We're gonna go raid Brookel. It's been a hot minute since Brookel's been live, so we're gonna go and hang out over there. And oh, me searching for her old username. Oh my god. I was searching for it's Brookel, and she is now just Brookel instead. Here is our lovely raid messages. The first one is for subscribers. The second one is for followers, because regardless, we love to go and spread the love onto more people. As I said, I will be live probably Sunday evening, not our normal Sunday at 11 a.m. time. I know I'm bummed about it too. Well, unless I speed through things pretty quickly, then it could be like early afternoon time or so. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, a wonderful rest of your day, wherever in the world. I promise I will upload a calendar sometime soon, but who knows? And I will catch you all very, very soon. Goodbye.
I can grab those.